When was the last time you admitted you were wrong? Hey friends, it's Courtney. Welcome back to my channel Phyrra, where I talk about cruelty-free beauty and more. If you want to join in the conversation, be sure to click that subscribe button down below. As I asked at the start of this video, when was the last time you were wrong? The reason I ask is because for me, I was absolutely wrong about the palette I'm reviewing today. I'm reviewing the Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light palette. Now I do have a blog review up on this, but whenever I posted the Black Moon Cosmetics Urban Myth palette review on YouTube, a couple of you pointed out, hey, you don't have a video for this, you should make a video. So that's why I'm creating a video for this today. But I need to say that I was wrong in my initial review of this palette because initially I was deeply, deeply disappointed about this palette. And now let me set the stage for you. When the Black Moon Orb of Light palette was first being released, it was very hyped up. People were just speculating wildly about what was going to be inside of it because everyone, and I mean everyone, loves the Black Moon Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. They're just fantastic. That's why I want so many of them, is just because I love the colors, the formula. They're so comfortable to wear. And I don't remember how long the teasing of this palette went on, but I feel like it went on for quite a while. And I know that, at least for me personally, I really hate it whenever brands do long teases. And from doing an informal poll in the Phyrra Facebook group, they don't like long teases either. 3 to 5 days is about as long as anybody seems to like to be teased about a new product before they get frustrated or they move on. So once I saw the Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light Full Moon palette, once I saw the inside of it, I was so sad because I was hoping for duochromes or something, because when you look at the packaging, it's got this really pretty holographic writing and it's very swirly and it has the moon. So I was thinking, oh, something bathed in moonlight. There's going to be some iridescence. It's going to be so cool. And then when I was opening it, I was like, it's a bunch of mattes. How is this moonlight? I'm so confused. And where was the purple? How can this be a goth palette without purple? But prior to this, my opinion was always you needed at least 4 colors for goth makeup. You needed black, white, red, and purple. Those were like my staple colors. You can actually check out my goth capsule makeup collection up here. I'll put a link to it. But I was just like, how can this be a staple goth palette if it's missing these colors? My mind was blown. As I mentioned, by the way, I do love the packaging for this. I think Black Moon Cosmetics did a fantastic job with making it really pretty and portable. It fits into just about every single makeup bag I own, including this Black Moon Cosmetics makeup bag. I also have the Full Moon makeup bag, but I don't know where that's at. I've used that as a clutch on an occasion as well. So I love the packaging. It feels very gothy and witchy to me. I think it looks really cute. When you open it up, of course, you have the beautiful moon and the eyeshadows. The only way that I think this packaging could be better is if the names of the colors were underneath each of the eyeshadows, but that's a personal preference. Like, I don't necessarily ever care about having a mirror in a palette, but I want the names of the eyeshadows underneath the eyeshadow, just because otherwise it bugs me. It's just one of those little things that just gets on my nerves. So initially, when I tried this eyeshadow palette, I wasn't the biggest fan of the formula, but a lot of that's on me because I used to be much heavier handed when I applied my eyeshadow. I would choose the wrong brushes. I would choose very like dense brushes and then just kind of like pack it on and then wonder why I couldn't blend anything out when I'm just putting all of this pure pigment on my eyeball. So once I got into using fluffier brushes and changing my application and blending style a little more, I finally was like, oh my god, this palette is awesome. And so once I started changing my eyeshadow application style, I started reaching for it more. And basically, the Orb of Light palette replaced the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics for me, because I started using Cold, which is the light taupe, Black, which obviously is the black, and New, which is the yellow toned warm ivory. I started using those 3 shades all the time. Those are like my 3 staple neutral colors. And if I'm doing a super quick look, I'm going to put down like a wash of Cold, that light taupe, and it's going to make my blue-green eyes pop. And then depending on like if it's like a professional setting or what it is, I'll probably take the black shade, smoke it through my upper lash, like basically like tight line, and smoke it through my lashes, and that's it. And then I'm good to go. So that's why I started using the palette far more frequently for those 3 colors. So let me go ahead and insert swatches of this palette for you so you can check it out. We have Black, which is a black matte. There's Wolf, which is like a dark brown matte. Blood, which is a blood red matte that has like a brown undertone. There's Harvest, which is like a dusty orange matte. Then there's Worm, which is a sort of Dijon mustard yellow matte. There's Cold, which is the light brown taupe. We have New, which is a yellow toned warm ivory on my skin tone. The last color is Strawberry, which reads as sort of like a warm yellow toned peach on my skin tone. Here's typically how I use the colors in this palette. I use the color New to blend out the edges of everything else, or I use it to set my eyeshadow primer. I don't really use the color Strawberry, but I believe that color could be used to blend out the edge of Blood. Cold, as I mentioned, is a great light brown taupe that is excellent at making my blue-green eyes pop, so I think it's great for blue or green eyes to make them pop and basically make your eyes really, really stand out as opposed to having your makeup stand out. It's basically your perfect one and done eyeshadow. Wolf is a deep brown in me. I haven't used it that much other than like basically to darken the outer V or whatever, but it's also a really nice like deep brown color. Black I use to deepen other colors, to tightline, to smudge on top of a cream product, anything like that, because it's an excellent black. Blood is a type of red. It's like a warm toned red that I don't feel looks great in my skin tone. I love to wear reds, but I typically find I have to wear neutral or cooler toned reds. If it's a red that has like a lot of brown or orange in it, I feel like it looks very strange on my skin tone. Armageddon from the Black Moon Cosmetics Black Metals palette, that red does not look good on my skin tone either, or at least I haven't been able to find a way to make it work for me. So I don't really use Blood, Harvest, and Warm, or I haven't really used those colors much, but you could absolutely use those colors to create like a perfect autumn look if you wanted to create something inspired by autumn leaves. So you may be asking yourself, who's this palette for? Is it for me? If you are somebody who loves bright colors and shimmers, you want to skip this palette, just flat out. It doesn't have either of those. You're going to be disappointed with it. If you're somebody who loves duochromes, don't buy this palette because there's no duochromes in this palette. You're going to be sad. So when I finally saw that Black Moon Cosmetics describes this as a grungy neutrals palette, that clicks for me. It does feel like 90s colors, and I think that if you're somebody who likes those kind of neutrals, you're going to love this palette. If you are somebody who wants to get a neutral palette with a little bit of like warmer colorful shades, I think you have that with the yellow and the red and the orange, because most of your staple neutral palettes are not going to have a yellow or a red. They may have some version of orange, but even then not necessarily. A lot of times they're just like 20 variations on brown. However, if you are somebody who loves grungy tones, if you love gothic colors, if you love neutrals with a little bit of like a fall flavor, you're going to love this palette. If you are somebody who loves all mattes, you may love this palette. Depends on the color story and how you feel about it. I'm here to say that in my original review, this wasn't my favorite. Now that I've changed my eyeshadow application style and I now rely much more on fluffier brushes, I love it and think that it is fantastic. It's crazy to me just how much changing my brushes and changing changing my technique and how heavy-handed I am has made a huge difference. So anyway, now that you know that I've changed my mind and I love this palette, what do you think of the Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light palette? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I love you and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, come here. Come on. Hi, baby. Oh!